We are back with Guilford County Schools answering your questions. All of the decisions were made last night. Now all the pieces and parts are coming together to figure out how everything happens. One of the main line of questioning that we're getting is all about taking temperatures for students who are getting on the bus. And are they going to take the temperatures before they get on the bus, when they get to school? How do you keep them safe if you're not giving them a temperature check before they get on the bus?
So we will not be taking temperatures before we get on the bus. We don't have the staff available to be on the buses to do that, nor do we want to take up valuable seat space that where we need our students to be able to sit with a staff member. All parents will have to complete an attestation form though before their student can get on the bus, stating that they do not have or are not exhibiting any symptoms and have not been in contact with anybody that has tested positive. So that information will be available to our zone supervisors and our bus drivers on a daily basis. The students who do ride the bus though will be have their temperatures checked when they get to school before they're allowed to go into the school building.
Okay, and what happens if a child has a temperature when they get off the bus?
So each school is required to have an isolation room, and for any student that's exhibiting symptoms, including a temperature, they would be accompanied to the isolation room, and somebody would stay with the student there while we reach out to contact the parent to have the student picked up.
Mm-hmm. And there's an important point to be made about if your child needs to ride the school bus to school, there's a specific deadline.
Right. We're asking all parents to let us know what their transportation preference is because of the way we've got to limit the number of students on a school bus, and because our concern about the number of school bus drivers who are in the high risk category that are currently on leave. We need to be sure that we're targeting our resources to the students who need transportation. So we're asking all parents to go to the link on our website or on their school's website. It's also available on the parent portal in Power School as well as in Canvas, just to let us know your transportation preference. It's important that we hear from families that don't need transportation as well as from families that do need transportation.
And right now we're looking at that deadline as October 5th. Is that correct? Okay, just want to make sure that we're good. October the 5th, 5 p.m. Make sure you get your yes, I need transportation, or no, I don't need transportation. And you want to do that to your local school. Okay.
It's
Go
website.
ahead. Okay, and so this person is asking, how often will the schools be deep cleaned, and is there going to be a larger custodial staff to do that?
So schools will be deep cleaned. It will depend on what schedule they're following. So for schools that have the same students in the same classrooms every day for the 5 days, which will be our elementary schools, then those will be deep cleaned at the end of the week. So on Friday evening and over the weekend, those schools will be deep cleaned. For schools where we're going to have students transition in the middle of the week, so mostly our middle schools, where there will be a group of students in there on Monday and Tuesday, and then a different group of students in there on Thursday and Friday. Those schools will be cleaned midweek on Wednesdays in preparation for a different group of students to come Thursday, and then they'll be cleaned again on Fridays and over the weekend. We are working toward getting additional custodial staff. We're also working on offering our current custodial staff additional hours to be able to be sure we've got enough staff in place to do these protocols and to do the wipe downs that are going to be required throughout the school day.
Mm-hmm. This is a string. What is the reason the district is waiting till after the new year to have high schoolers return? Can you talk about what's keeping that from happening?
Sure. So when we think about high school students, there's a lot of different factors here. One of the most challenging factors and difficult to understand is the complexity of the high school scheduling process. It's much easier to cohort students and to keep students in one group and follow social distancing requirements in elementary and middle schools than it is in high schools. High school students take a wide variety of course offerings. Lots of students across different grade levels can be in the same course. High school students have more electives. They have options to take advanced placement and international baccalaureate courses, and they actually cross sections of groups of kids all day long. We want to make sure that our high school students have the opportunity to keep their schedules intact. We also know that in collaboration with public health officials that we do not want to bring our high school students back before the holiday break. We know that families will be traveling, that Thanksgiving and winter holidays invite some risk in terms of travel, and that our high school age group of students is more likely to contribute to the spread of the coronavirus than our younger age students.
Okay, we are wrapping up our time of text questions and answers. We could probably go on for several hours answering all kinds of questions. We so appreciate you taking your time to do that, especially knowing that everything just happened with the school board decision yesterday. We appreciate your time as well, and for you texting in your questions. We're going to continue to learn with you about how school entry impacts all of us.